How did I move to Japan to study Japanese, and how much does it cost me? I've been living and studying in Tokyo for about 3 months now. I started the sign-up process about a year before I actually moved here. This is not an ad, but I did use GoGoNihon to apply at different schools. It did make the process a little bit easier, and it was nice to have a dedicated person to help you out with whatever questions you might have. They also know what to look out for with the paperwork, and they can point out stuff you might have missed before you officially submit the documents. It is a lot of paperwork and a lot of waiting. It varies from school to school, but my school, for example, required me to submit a certificate of good health that I was given by my doctor. So, make sure you plan ahead and start the sign-up process soon enough. My two main expenses are language school and rent plus utilities. Language school costs me roughly 250,000 yen for 3 months, and rent plus utilities are around 100,000 yen per month. This will vary extremely depending on where you are, what city you live in, what school you go to, and what housing option you go with. I live in an apartment, for example, but if you decide to live in a share house, your expenses might look completely different from mine. 100,000 yen for rent plus utilities is on the cheaper side for an apartment in Tokyo though. Don't forget about the flight and the initial setup cost and the fees. Oh god, there's so many fees. The move-in fee when you initially move into your apartment, the internet setup fee, the initial phone plan setup fee, maybe transportation for getting your luggage shipped to your apartment when you arrive at the airport. It doesn't sound like too much, but it all adds up, so keep that in mind. You also need some kind of proof that you actually own enough money to be able to afford your stay here in Japan. I had to send my language school a bank statement, for example, which showed proof of me having enough money to afford this. This is not something you can just do on a whim. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else you want to know. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. Until then, mata ne!